What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Boleros. Sam here with the Sultan of Sando, Mr. Gablim, and Mr. Maui Up. What's up, guys? Medyo boring
Ah,
yung game kanina.
hindi naman. Grabe ka naman.
Well, Spurs,
Hindi,
as someone cheering for the Spurs, I did not like the game kanina.
hindi,
Hindi naman hindi naman Knicks level, Knicks Cavs level
oo.
yung game.
Hindi Knicks
Sami,
Cavs level na i-off mo after the first half.
I think na-spoil ka na ng game 1 kasi ng series na to eh. Na sobrang gandang game 1, no? And you expect like that every game.
Every game, eh.
Down to the wire, close game, overtime, whatever. But this was still a pretty good game. I mean, yung grabe ka naman sa boring. Hindi naman boring yun.
Wala, nag-give up na ako. Halfway ng fourth quarter. Give up na ako.
The Spurs didn't though, and I think that was the reason why I still watched until 2 minutes left when the Spurs finally pulled off Wemby and SGA.
Pasok mo na si Biombo.
si Mason Plumlee.
And Mason Plumlee with 2 hard fouls. Let's go!
Sulitin lang yung time sa court, no? Just give an elbow. Left and right.
Kawawa si Jared McCain. But yeah, let's talk about that game 5. The Thunder beating the Spurs. So taking a huge 3-2 lead, heading back into San Antonio. Gab, siguro initial reactions on that game, which just ended. We're recording right after.
Yeah, and aside from the start of the game when Julian Champagny caught fire from 3 and scored, I think, majority of the Spurs points, the Thunder were in control. I think latter half of the first quarter until the fourth quarter, they were totally in control. There were 2 big runs. There were 2 thunderstorms in this game. Early in the second quarter when Shea was subbed out and the bench came in, they extended the lead to double digits. The Spurs came back. And in the third quarter, start of the third quarter, they extended the lead to 20. And again, the Spurs came back. But
only
overall,
quarter they won, I think, yung third, by
Yep.
1 point or something.
Yep. And overall, I think the home court advantage played its part. The role players came back to life. Jared McCain, Alex Caruso, even the old guy, the only old guy on this team, si Kenrich Williams, came alive after not playing for the first 3 games. You played a little bit in game 4. Yeah. And all of the other guys just came alive. And that's the home court advantage for you. When you've got energy, when you're feeding off the crowd, I think that definitely played its part. The Spurs, we'll get to the Spurs later. But you love to see the fight back, but overall, I think if you're not having a pretty good Wemby game, and the others who did not contribute, we'll get to that later, maybe in our Ballers and Boleros segment. It's really hard to win against a Thunder team that has all of their players hitting on all cylinders. Aside from that, if you love free throws, you're gonna love this game.
Who loves free throws?
Daming free
Si
throws.
Lee Ellis.
Lee Ellis, formerly of No Dunks, loves free throws, but 70 free throws, and there were a lot of fouls. For those who say that the physicality is gone in the NBA, just watch this series. If you love physicality, this series has been very, very physical. A ton of grabbing, bumping, holding. There are times it's like American football there. They're just grabbing people left and right. Wala namang tackling, except if your name is Lou Dort. But I love the physicality. There's definitely a lot more fight from the Spurs compared to the Lakers and the Suns because they are giving a taste of how OKC plays. So how OKC plays defense, the Spurs are giving it back to OKC with how physical they are playing. So you gotta love it, but the free throws just makes it a little bit boring sometimes because there's really a lot of free throws. But this was a pivotal game 5. I hope the Spurs come back and give us a game 7. But it was close. It was close. It's not boring, Sam. I definitely fight back against the boring part because there was definitely a lot more going on. Jared McCain was key because without AJ Mitchell and Jalen Williams, they needed scorers and ball creators, and they definitely got that from Jared McCain. Also, shout out to Alex Caruso. Came back to life after a scoreless game 4. I thought again he played a very important role off the bench.
Maui.
Yeah. Just to add on Gab, the addition of Caruso and Hartenstein have really turned around the Thunder the past 2 seasons. I think yung value ni Hartenstein is really seen in this series. He's guarding Wemby. I think 6 or 8 offensive rebounds today, plus 24 in 30 minutes. Caruso came back to life, as Gab mentioned. 22 points, 4 3-pointers, and also plus 18. Diba? If you just compare that to like Chet Holmgren, who was a -1 in 29 minutes, you'd be able to understand the value of Hartenstein during this game. During the short minutes that he wasn't playing with Chet, huge plus-minus, and really making Wemby work for every basket. I think this is one of Wemby's worst field goal games during this playoffs. 4 for 15. He was able to get to 20 points, but you clearly did not see the dominant Wembanyama that we saw in Game 4, in Game 1. Both Spurs wins. I think the Spurs have to get him going better. I think he has to settle less shooting from the outside. I think Harper or Fox will have to have a big game in Game 6 for them to be able to extend the series. A combined 5 for 20 for Fox and Harper, I think will not do it for the Spurs in Game 6. Even si Vassell was pretty off during this game. 2 for 9 from 3-point range, 2 for 11 overall. I thought that Castle and Champagne, despite maybe Champagne a -20, were the only ones that were keeping the Spurs in the game. They're outside shooting, Castle getting to the basket, drawing some fouls. Very crucial yung 4th and 5th foul ni Castle. I thought that really destroyed yung momentum ng Spurs to come back from the game. The Thunder are just so deep that even without Mitchell and Jalen Williams, they have extra bodies to just replace them. Still a mystery to me what Daryl Morey was thinking on that February trade deadline, trading Jared McCain for pennies after that pretty impressive start to his rookie career before getting injured last season. I think si Mark Degano also deserves a lot of credit. Diba, Jared McCain is a new player for the OKC Thunder, only arriving nung February, but he has the green light to shoot. I think he's probably averaging the most shots per minute during this series when you have Wembanyama, when you have all of the guards of Spurs, when you have SGA. I think that's full trust by the OKC Thunder coach. And very good adjustment to put him in the starting lineup and to get him going. I think that played a pretty good part, especially since SGA struggled during the start of the game.
Yeah. Maganda yung point mo about the bench of OKC, Maui, no? It's really crazy how deep this bench looks. You're missing 2 of your main guys, I would say, in si Mitchell tsaka si J-Dub, but daming pwedeng mag-step up talaga sa OKC. Sobrang deep and talented nila.
Ay, si Kenrich Williams Diba? Yun crazy.
Ano?
Williams. Kaya si Kenrich Williams
Hindi na nga nilaro si Joe at
si Isaiah Joe pa tsaka si Wiggins. I mean, those guys can play. Those guys can also play and they barely play. So, parang iniisip ko lang talaga, how they beat this team kasi kahit sino pwedeng gumawa talaga eh. You don't know where it's going to come from. I mean, SGA obviously Chet will have their moments pero hindi mo alam saan manggagaling eh yung other scoring. I really liked Alex Caruso, Jared McCain, si Hartenstein talaga. I really loved what he did today. I think he's been huge on Wemby. Yung impact niya talaga to the team. Maui, sakto yung call out mo. Just being able to add Hartenstein and Alex Caruso, no, really changed yung dynamics nung team, I think. Especially having that big guy to guard centers like Wemby or, put a body on Jokic. Something like that. So that's it's crazy. That's what I love about this Thunder team, yung depth talaga nila. But yeah, you're right. I think kudos then to Diagonal for managing this team. On the Spurs end, nung tinitira na ni Wemby yung tres, parang you're hoping pumasok kasi he can make it, but I think he took a ton of it today, pero may halong alat lang din for the Spurs. It's not just Wemby eh. I think si Castle missed a ton of threes. They were trying to parang hit threes na in the end nung fourth quarter para lang humabol, but they really just couldn't make it. Puro bricks. I think nung fourth quarter, bricks. Kahit yung mga layups nila, walang pumapasok talaga. Gab.
Nothing. Just want to name yung let's go to our ballers and boleros.
Sige. We can go. You wanna do baller first?
Yeah. So my baller, I think we all three of us mentioned him. See, Alex Caruso. The only game in which he had a pretty bad game was when they got blown out in Game 4. He had 0 points. I think he had 4 fouls in 12 minutes, or something like that, or 5 fouls in 12 minutes, and he's really. If there was there is an MVP, a Western Conference Finals MVP, I think he should go to him. I know SGA is a top scorer on this team, but he hasn't had a good series. He hasn't actually been good. He's been shooting very poorly except from the free throw line, of course, but he's been shooting very poorly from 2-point range and from 3-point range. The Spurs defense and their guards, Castle, are definitely bothering him. But really, when they make runs, it's when Caruso is on the court. He had, I think he had 37 points in Game 1. And every time he's inserted in the game, they make a run. They increase their lead. He just brings a certain type of energy. I think Reggie Miller, the one on the call, calls him Mr. Chaos, Captain Chaos. And he really does it. He just... there are no easy passes. There are no easy drives when guys like Alex Caruso and Cason Wallace are on the floor. Because ang galing nila mag-play ng passing lanes, ang galing nila mag-help on drives, and they just know how to time their steals, they just know how to time their tapaways, their deflections. Ang dami. It's very evident when Alex Caruso is on the floor, all hell breaks loose on the defensive end. And not just that, he's giving it on the offensive end also. He's hitting threes, he's getting layups, he's getting to the free throw line. He was 8 of 8 from the line in this game, which is crazy. He's just been their best player. He's not even their second best. He's been their best player in this series. He should definitely be the MVP. I think a lot of media people would agree with that. Whenever he's on the court, good things happen for the Thunder. And as usual, whenever he plays great, I always look back to why didn't the Lakers sign him? Back how many years ago? 4 years ago? When they could have retained him.
THT pinili.
Diba? THT yung pinili.
Oh my God, don't
They
remind
even
me.
had his bird rights, diba? They even
Oh
had
my God.
Alex Caruso.
And he was willing to take a discount. He was willing to take a lower pay pa. I think yung final contract niya with Chicago was 9M. He was willing to take something lower than that just to stay with LA. Crazy.
Yeah. Just I'm wearing yellow, but as a Lakers fan, that every time this happens, I'm always reminded of that. Every time he plays great, and then you watch him, he plays so good. He just makes winning plays each and every time he's on the court.
Mhm.
I always just look back to how the Lakers fumbled him, and just
May-
lost him to Chicago. And the contract he got was not even that big.
It's less than 10M. So, for an NBA contract, wala lang yun. Bariya lang yun.
Not
Um,
even mid-level.
yeah. I love that pick, Gab. I also had Caruso as one of my top picks. If you listen to the Bill Simmons podcast the other day, uh, tinanong niya yung question na, is Alex Caruso one of the greatest or nasa Mount Rushmore na of role players? Are you putting him in the Mount Rushmore? Yung number one si ano eh, Big Shot Bob Robert Horry. That's the number one greatest role player of all time.
Gusto ko lang sabihin, alam mo magkaibigan tayo sa amin because I listen to the same podcast. I listen to that same episode.
What do you think? I think I'm putting him there. Yung impact niya on both ends. Like, when I say role player, I don't expect him to become an all-star. Hindi ko naman expect maging all-star siya, di ba?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he can impact. Kailangan mo yung guy like Alex Caruso on a championship team. Is what I'm saying.
I get it, but I think there's a lot of recency bias there. I do think
Too
there are a
early.
lot. Yeah, I think
Too early.
I do think there are a lot more role players that deserve the Mount Rushmore.
Big shot
Let's
Bob
see.
talaga eh, no?
Oh,
Sobrang
si,
daming,
si Big Shot Bob, Steve Kerr. Actually,
Steve Kerr.
if you're looking for a
He
role player,
mentioned Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher, you could mention actually, if you want to be technical about it, Dennis Rodman was not a star by any means. He didn't score big points. He was technically
Star
a role
personality lang.
player. Oh, star personality. but
Main
he was
character
technically
energy
a
lang.
role player. I look back
I
to
like the Danny
Spurs.
Green shout out. Won 3 championships.
Yeah, to the Spurs days, guys like Bruce Bowen, Danny Green, to the Lakers days, Rick Fox, I've tried to see Devin George. Those were the types of. So there's a lot of recency bias here. I think you could pick a lot of other role players who would slot in. Siguro another guy, Shane Battier from the
Shane
LeBron
Battier,
days.
that's a good one.
He was a
That's a good
great
one.
role player for the Miami Heat. Actually
Parang
played
Caruso could be like that Shane Battier guy, no? Parang 3 and D, both ends.
My point is there are a lot of players
Madami.
like Alex Caruso.
Parang Sean
So,
Livingston level pa lang.
Yeah, actually, that's another great point. Sean Livingston.
Wow,
Andre
oo nga.
Iguodala yung was a role player technically for the Warriors.
For the Warriors at that time.
And
Pero
even won the Finals MVP as a role player. Remember their first matchup
But
with
he
LeBron?
became an all-star eh. So hard to
But
put him in
technically,
the role
he was
player.
a role player in the Warriors. He was a role player. He wasn't one of the stars. So yeah, with regards to what Bill Simmons said, I think it's recency bias. We're seeing Alex Caruso do it, but look back at NBA history, ang daming ganito. Ang daming mga ganitong mga role players who just make timely play, just do their role in a star player way. They just excel in that role. Yun lang.
But this game 5 is another parang basically credit to that resume. It's another bullet
Definitely.
point to that resume.
As I said, he's been their best player, not SGA. It's not SGA.
Yeah, I
Maui,
think just
sino ang
to add dun kay
Yeah.
Caruso, I think I agree with Gab on the recency bias. I think only time will tell. Diba? If Caruso can be this effective for the next 5 years, then maybe he can be part of the Mount Rushmore. Yeah, I think we're going role players. And I mentioned na kanina, my bowler for this game, who started to really play pretty well nung game 4, despite the blowout. I think si Hartenstein, diba? On both ends of the floor. The hustle, the offensive rebounds, the defense on Wemby, making him work for every point. Even that float shot, I think is a pretty good weapon against Wemby. I think even just having him on the floor, him and Chet being able to hang with the wing guys of the Spurs. On the other hand, it's a huge advantage on the offensive side for them. No fourth quarter, they were exposing all those matchups, which led to I think easy baskets by Chet, a dunk by Hartenstein, just them really finding that mismatch and that switch. Castle picked up his foul, fifth foul because of that. Very crucial to OKC. This two big lineup that they've been able to do, and I think si Hartenstein having that versatility, having that being able to pass at the high post, even doing again yung crazy pass to Jared McKean. It did not go in, but that was a shot that McKean was able to make. I'm not sure if during the first round or the second round, yung between the legs of the screen pass of Hartenstein becoming a trademark already with Jared McKean. I thought that was pretty crucial to the Thunder really controlling the game. Limiting Wemby to less than 10 rebounds for the third straight game. That's crazy. Wemby has been a pretty good rebounder for his career. I think Hartenstein's impact on this series in particular has been very crucial to the Thunder getting this 3-2 lead. Without him, I think Wemby would have dominated. Kasi si Chet has been underwhelming during this series. I think this is the most underwhelming we've seen Chet in all of the three series.
After dominating nung previous round, no? Against the Lakers.
Wemby really exposing that Chet's long arms. I think complementing it with his own. I think si Wemby does not want Chet at any point to get going in this series. It's personal to him. So Hartenstein being this effective during this series for the second year in a row, them getting Caruso and Hartenstein have really made this team unstoppable.
I love the pick. I love na you guys went to Hartenstein and Caruso. Actually, I was just gonna go with OKC bench. I think yun yung main takeaway for this game 5. But if you guys pick Caruso and Hartenstein, then I'll go with Jared McCain. Uy, Philippines. Fellow Pinoys.
Pinoy pride, bro!
Pinoy pride. Jared McCain. Bouncing back. I mean, Gabi talked about how good Jared McCain was earlier. Also bouncing back from a not so good game. I think Maui na mention mo, kudos to Coach Mark for letting these guys play, but I think you have to give Jared McCain credit then because it's tough to be part of a new team in the middle of the season, diba? Normally, you more or less the team is set na. So you have to, there's a huge adjustment for a guy like Jared McCain, but he's stepped in pretty well in his role, I think, and he's playing huge minutes and proving Daryl Morey wrong about trading him during the trade deadline. So, shout out to Jared McCain. I love yung energy niya, the shooting that he provides. I just don't know why hanggang sa last few minutes linaro pa si Jared McCain kasi he got a ton of elbows from the bench, guys. Dapat inupo na yun eh. I didn't understand that. But yeah, shout out fellow Pinoys, Jared McCain.
Yeah, I think
sige,
that's
go,
a very good segue to our Boleros because my Bolero was mentioned by Maui, si Daryl Morey. Every time Jared McCain does something good, I just curse Daryl Morey.
Daryl Morey. Ako din. So just
already
go, Maui.
Maximize his value, get the ceiling. Sabi ni Daryl Morey, oh my God.
Grabe.
Just before you go, I just want to say he is also my number one Bolero, at least for this game, Daryl Morey. So go, Gab.
Yes, I think he hit the clutch three, the back-breaking three, the nail in the coffin in that fourth quarter when they when they were trying to build that lead and try to knock off the Spurs. And yeah, every time he does something, and he was on fire in the third quarter when they made their run to start to extend the lead to 20. it was Jared McCain, and every time he does something well, Daryl Morey, fuck you, man, fuck you. I mean, it's like, why did you
Literally,
give
sinisigaw ko yun kanina, Gab. Every time he hit a three, I was like, F you, Daryl Morey.
Like, why did you give him of to all teams the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Diba?
They were already so deep, and he's on his rookie contract. Yun ba yun? Ang mura niya. He's on his rookie contract. Another guy who's contributing to the Thunder who's on a rookie contract. It's just it's crazy. Um, I know they were trying to save money. But really, you're giving up one of your brightest young rookies to save money and giving them to the strongest team in the league, the Thunder. It's just crazy. Every time talaga he does something really good. And, they don't, to be honest, they don't even need Gerald McCain because they have Isaiah Joe, another guy who just can shoot. And he's made Isaiah Joe
Galing din sa kanya.
Who came from Philadelphia.
from the Sixers also. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. They actually don't need Jared McCain, but he's just a surplus of riches to have Jared McCain, who's a better playmaker, definitely a better ball handler than Isaiah Joe. But he's also a shooter like Isaiah Joe. He essentially plays the Isaiah Joe role. And he's made Isaiah Joe, expendable slash, you don't, not needed, unnecessary, because you have Jared McCain right there. Crazy. Just freaking crazy how the embarrassment of riches the Thunder have.
Parang binigyan ng Isaiah Joe Plus. OKC Thunder.
Isaiah Joe Pro.
Isaiah Joe Pro.
Somebody can create a shot and then facilitate. I tweeted this out. I think Daryl Morey really fumbled the bag. Not just with Jared McCain, but with Isaiah Joe, and even with with one of the top scorers of the Spurs today, si Julian Champagne, I think also came from
Yes, tama.
Diba? These are guys, knockdown shooters who could have been with Joel Embiid and Maxi and the others. I think si McCain, the fact that the Thunder, who are the defending champions, the number one seed in the league, and a team filled with talent, trust Jared McCain to shoot probably the most shots in per minute in the NBA in the playoffs this season, just proves that this was a very bad trade, and that Sam Presti at this point is just fooling everybody. He doesn't even have to fool. He's the one. People are already feeding him the peanuts.
Don't trade with Danny Ainge. Don't trade with Sam Presti. Maui, sino bolero mo?
Yeah, I think I mentioned also my Boleros. I think si Fox and si Vassell will have to shoot better from the outside.
Si Harper, Maui. Yung nahiya ka pa. Sama mo na si Harper.
Ayan,
Pinoy,
Harper.
not pride.
Naalala ko tuloy yung the one that I saw that the Filipinos were posting that this is probably the first time that a Filipino will finally win a championship with Clarkson, Harper, and McCain in different teams, the only remaining teams. But I think si Fox, Vassell, and Harper will have to play better. I thought that si Castle really brought it. Today, Keldon Johnson was okay. Champagne was pretty hot. I think si Vassell will have to be better on the offensive end next game. We will need to hit a better clip from 3-point line. I think si Fox has to have more impact. He was able to get 8 assists, but I think he has to score more. He has to take some load off. I think that's one of the reasons why si Wemby had to create from the outside kanina. Fox has to be better. They have to get a better version of Fox. I think partly it's because of the injury also. Mitchell Johnson has been saying during the series that they've been Fox has been giving his all. Mitch Johnson. But I think it's do or die. If Fox, Vassell, and Harper don't shoot better from the field, a combined 7 for 26. 7, 7 for 31 in this game. They will have to shoot better if they will have to if they get a chance to extend this to 7 games. I think Fox will have to be aggressive from the get-go, just to take some pressure off Wemby, so that Wemby will have enough energy to be able to dominate in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, those are my top two: Daryl Morey and I think Daron Fox. To be fair to Daron Fox, yun nga, he is injured, as you mentioned, Maui, but he hasn't had a good series in the games that he's played. Or so-so lang yung performance niya. And I think they really need a guy like him to help out if they have any chance of winning this series. Yung masakit din kay Fox kasi he has the biggest contract, obviously. The other stars of this team are rookies. So the expectation is he's the vet, he's the star. He's going to show these guys how to win games. Naalala ko, he was like clutch player of the year at one point, or
He was.
like a couple of years
Nung
ago.
Kings siya. Yeah.
Nung Kings, correct. So that's not the Fox that we're seeing now. Again, I'm giving him some sort of benefit because he is playing hurt, but we just need at least one Fox game. Give me game 6. We need the Aaron Fox crazy game 6 to keep the Spurs alive for game 7. Just to add, siguro, if I want to add another one, another ano tawag mo dito? Another GM, Rob from the Lakers, for letting go of Alex Caruso, because just like Jared McCain, every time I see Alex Caruso, ano?
NBA GMs catching strays in the conference final.
diba? Because every time I saw Alex Caruso hit a 3, I was like, why did you let go of Alex Caruso, Rob? Why? So yun lang. Siguro yun yung bolero ko. Okay. Moving on. So we will see Spurs versus OKC again in game 6.
I do have some random notes, Sam. I do have some random notes.
Okay.
Some notable notes.
Let's do random notes, and then let's do random notes for the Knicks versus Cavs game from yesterday. Okay, go.
They gave Wemby the flopper chance, but the foul that happened was a SGA call. Diba? He bumped into Jalen Williams. You know, he initiated the contact and then took a shot. That's a SGA call. And then the OKC fans showered him with floppers. Parang, ano kaya feeling ni SGA? Call ko yun eh. Tapos pero sinisigaw yung fans ko na flopper. So they're saying na flopper ako? By transitive property? Is that how this works? So
Takes one to know one basically.
No. Because that's essentially what the call that Wemby got. That's an SGA call, and then the crowd chanted. So I wonder what SGA was feeling. Diba? Just crazy.
Ethical basketball daw, sabi ni Wemby, diba?
Basketball. The other one is that there were you guys remember in game 4 na may nuns who blessed Luke Cornett?
Yes.
And they were in the crowd. There were fans dressed as nuns.
Yeah. Baka kaya natalo yung Spurs.
That's some next level trolling. I love it. Nakakatawa yun. Nakakatawa. The other random note was they definitely missed a goaltending on a tip-in by Luke Cornett. Very adamant he was looking for a goaltend call. I thought he was correct. A goaltend. Also, a lot of Spurs fans were very angry that they did not acknowledge the challenge that was of Mitch Johnson. He was calling for a challenge, I think, on an out of bounds that hit
Chet's foot.
Chet's foot, and he was definitely signaling a challenge, but they did not recognize it. So there's a lot of the NBA wants the Thunder to win. There's some home cooking. What's going on? And
yep.
Honestly, I can't blame him. That was pretty egregious for the refs. I mean, I think
Parang
I don't know.
they talked pa yung refs before they even
Then,
resumed the game.
yeah,
Tas
and then
hindi pa
I
rin.
think there was a ref near Mitch Johnson, and he was already signaling. I think the whole bench was signaling for a challenge, and it was not acknowledged.
Yeah,
And
that was weird.
yeah, that's weird. They're not gonna help themselves with a cooking chance by missing that one. So, yun lang. They also showed a clip of Cheryl Miller crushing an egg with her biceps. Like, what was that about? I have no idea.
Yung egg challenge.
Oh,
Yeah, a ton of people are doing that.
yeah.
Parang
So
supposedly you can't crush an egg with your bicep. Supposedly.
I would think that's pretty easy. Crush it. It's an
Panoorin mo.
egg.
I think a team did it. I can't remember which team. I saw
Post ka daw. Like short.
Portland ba
Ginagawa
yun?
mo.
I can't remember. Oo nga, post ka Gab. Post natin sa Instagram. Okay guys, to all our listeners, if you want Gab to do the egg challenge, comment down below.
If
Popost
we
natin sa
get,
Instagram.
sige. If we get at least 500, 500, no, 1,000 views on this episode, I will do that egg challenge.
Papanoorin ko nang papanoorin.
Kaya
Uulit-ulitin ko.
I,
Maui,
I,
alam mo na, tig 500 tayo ah. Para sure. Para
I
sure.
think
Gab has
these
to do it.
biceps can crush an egg. Come on. It's not even a challenge. It's not even a challenge.
Obviously, wala tayo sa TikTok eh. No? Hindi natin alam yung mga uso na trends. Anyway, okay, let's, speaking of notes, random notes, let's talk about the Knicks. Knicks booking a ticket to the finals after another beatdown of the Cavs. I guess, Maui, maybe you can share your thoughts on the Knicks making it to the finals. I know you picked the Cavs. When we were doing our predictions, I know you're picking the Cavs. How surprised are you that the Knicks swept the Cavs in this fashion?
The
I think a
prophet
lot
was
of
not in his game when he made the prediction.
Antok-antok
may
pa.
bias eh. May bias with Harden. No, may bias with Harden. No, but I think nobody expected it to be this easy. For the Knicks. I think the Knicks have been on a miracle run. I think itong 10-game stretch na is the best 10-game stretch in NBA history. If I saw the stat correctly. They are playing, their offense is harping like the 1987 Showtime Lakers. I mean, that's how good the Knicks have been during this 10-game stretch. This 10-game winning streak after going down 2-1 against the Atlanta Hawks. Sabi mo nga, Sammy, kaya ng Atlanta yung New York, and then
Yeah.
out of nowhere, the New York Knicks are playing on another level. I think si Mike Brown deserves a lot of credit for all the adjustments. A lot. It's feeling like the Dallas Mavericks run when they won the championship. Every other person is stepping up every other game. You have different people getting 20 points. Even si Mikal Bridges, who a lot of people were already starting to burn during the first round, is on a historic run. I think he has shot more than 50% on 10 straight games. Only LeBron James has done this, I think, in the modern era. That's how crazy.
Is
This
Mikal
Knicks
Bridges
run-
the GOAT?
The next
That's how
LeBron.
That's how crazy the numbers have been for the Knicks. And one thing I hope that they don't get is them to become rusty, because I think this Spurs series can reach 7 games. I mean, who knows? The Spurs might blow out the Thunder in Game 6, or the opposite might happen. I think the Knicks are on an historic run. I think even the prices at Madison Square Garden on Game 3 are already on historic highs. Super Bowl levels, as I also heard on the news. I also read on the news. I think everyone is excited about the Knicks. Even I think si Stephen A. Smith posted a video that the Knicks are finally
course.
back in the finals. I think
I'm gonna watch First Take tomorrow.
I think
or
the
later.
biggest winner here is definitely the NBA, because the Knicks is one of the bigger market teams. I think The NBA is probably praying that whoever from the Spurs or the Thunder get to the finals, hopefully the Knicks. Hopefully we have a series. To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. If you asked me probably 2 weeks ago, I would have said that the Thunder and Spurs would have easily could easily be the champions for the season. A lot of people are saying the conference finals in the Western Conference are the real finals of the season, but I don't know. The Knicks are on an historic run. Diba? They're playing out of their minds on the offensive end. And si Karl Anthony Towns has unlocked another part of his game as a playmaker.
Yeah, just a note on the Knicks tickets, 'di ba? Sabi nila it was cheaper to drive or fly to Cleveland and buy tickets and book a hotel than to watch in New York. That's why a ton of Knicks fans were watching in Cleveland.
Yeah. I was gonna say the real winner of the Knicks Cavs series are the Knicks fans because they were ang dami nila sa Cleveland. And I don't think Cleveland is pretty near New York. They have to fly. So they made the trip and bought tickets to see the Knicks in Cleveland. Ang daming Knicks fans, and you could hear the Knicks fans on TV. So shout out to the Knicks fans. But yeah, sabi nga ni Maui, I picked Knicks but in 6. I thought this would be more competitive. And honestly, it's a mixture of the Knicks just playing so well and the Cavs just giving up. I think in game 3 into game 4, they just gave up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But the Cavs just mailed it in. And I think New York smelled that this Cavs team no longer has fight, and it looked like at game 3 and game 4.
Naubos ng game 1
Wala.
lahat.
Wala eh. Oh, I think, and to be fair, Maui, that was a painful way to lose. That was a very painful way to lose, and I don't think they ever recovered from that, and they just outplayed. They were getting runouts. They were not getting back on defense. James Harden, his offense is legendary, but his defense is also legendary because grabe, his defensive laps. We all know what happened in game 1.
Infamous defense.
Diba? When they were when Brunson was just targeting him on defense, we all know that it's on every highlight reel of game 1. But the rest of the way, just his mindlessness on defense, his lack of effort on the defensive end is just atrocious. I do remember in game 3, he just was not looking at Mikal Bridges, wasn't even paying attention on defense, and he just lost them for 2 baseline dunks. There were a lot of times where he didn't get back on defense, just allowed some easy baskets. New York was clearly the better team, but they were also the more hardworking team, the team with more effort, and that cannot be. If you're the Cavs, if you're already down depth-wise and talent-wise, you cannot be down also effort-wise, and that's what happened in game 3 and 4. A low-key loser of the series and I think of the playoffs is New York City itself, because one thing I love watching after a Knicks win is how the fans react, and I do honestly think that the New York City is gonna get destroyed. Shout out to our friend Sam, si Peps, who lives in New York. I think he's gonna witness a riot if ever the Knicks win a championship.
For sure.
They are
For
gonna
sure.
riot. They are gonna riot, and they're probably gonna burn some stuff, and they're gonna destroy a lot of things. I think Spike Lee said in an interview that if there's any wish he had, he hopes that the Knicks don't win a championship in New York because the city is gonna fall.
It's gonna burn down.
It's gonna
Oh my
burn. It's really gonna burn.
Yung ba na lang, Mike Breen, bang, bang, bang. Bang na.
Diba? Knicks fans are crazy and they're wild, and it's really amazing to me how they've turned this around because everyone is playing well. Everyone is playing well, and kudos to Mike Brown. I think he's answered the critics well. He's in the finals again. I think the first time since I don't know if I think he was coaching the Warriors when they made it to the finals, diba? So
Yeah, he was part of the Warriors, yeah.
he was part of the Warriors, and I think he was coaching when Steve Kerr.
Cavs.
When he was in the Warriors, Steve Kerr got injured, diba? I think he's back, so he was coaching the Warriors in the finals for one of their championship runs. So that was the last time he coached the finals. He did also coach LeBron in the
Yeah.
finals, and he's
Mhm.
finally here. Let's see if they can if he can get some redemption. But his adjustments come playoff time, no wonder he had a lot of complaints from his players during the regular season because he was just reserving a lot of it for the playoff run. And this team is connected. They are playing out of their minds. Their bench is playing well. Si Mitch Robinson, si Landy Shamet came out of the dust, came out of his grave, and is starting to play well. Uh, it just incredible run by the New York Knicks. You talk about si Mikael Bridges, si Brunson, uh, Josh Hart. They're all playing well. Si OG is come back and he looks healthy, and I hope they stay healthy for a championship run. And just freaking incredible.
Imagine sa finals, Landry Shamet versus Alex Caruso, the superstar role players. um, but yeah, I love it. I'm so happy for friends and family in New York. Congrats for the Knicks making it to the finals. Syempre hindi pa tapos, but maganda yung sinabi ni Gab because for me it was surprising on both ends. It was surprising how good the Knicks were, but also surprising how badly the Cavs played, especially after that game one tragic
Yung
loss.
effort Yun yung
Yeah, yeah,
nakakainis.
yeah.
You can play bad but still give a good effort. But the effort I think Sir Richard Jefferson called this out. It's inexcusable. Yung mga transition baskets ng New York in games 3 and 4.
Lalo
Effort
na
lang.
yung, di ba yung open layup, yun yung viral yung open layup ni Brunson in game 3.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it.
Wala na. Naubos na
I do
Cavaliers. 2 game
wala.
7.
So, two things lang, Maui. I do want to go back to what I said about the Cavs at the start of the playoffs. I really did not trust Donovan Mitchell and James Harden leading the team. Maui, I think ikaw yung nag-share na Mitchell has been part of the worst comebacks in playoff history. Yung 25-point comeback ng Clippers against the Jazz, Indiana against the Cavs, and the Knicks against the Cavs in Game 1. James Harden, we know, has been part of also historic playoff poor performances sa Houston, losing to the Warriors. I think Sixers losing to the Celtics. So, if you have those two guys combined, it's tough. It's tough. Yung history nilang dalawa. So, yun yung parang part that I didn't trust. And I think, if I were LeBron, and I see how bad this team played against New York, the Cleveland is not on my radar right now.
Sam, if I were LeBron and I saw how James Harden played defense, I'm like,
diba?
no
Mapabuisit ako. Si LeBron pa. No way. So, yun yung long-term negative impact of this loss. The free agency, if they ever really wanted LeBron to come back, I know it's not sure yet, but if they wanted that, I think that's out of the door. I mean, lower chances after that loss. Maui.
But there's a recurring trend in the Eastern Conference. The loser of the conference finals has made it to the finals, I think, in 6 straight seasons. So
so Cavs next year.
The Cavs will the Cavs continue the trend with Harden and Mitchell? Will they prove
No,
you wrong?
hell
like this
no.
now?
Hell no. Yeah.
one thing lang
Gab.
on James Harden. You know, si Donovan Mitchell was trying to get his team to play harder, to get back in the game in game 4. And you could see he was trying his best. But I think kasi James Harden is like the antithesis of Donovan Mitchell. Si Donovan Mitchell tries to play hard, tries to will his team back in games.
Play hard all the time, no?
Oh, yeah, but if you're the other Cavs and you see James Harden just mailing it in on the defense,
Lackadaisical.
That's kind of counterintuitive, or the total opposite of what you see from Donovan Mitchell. So I don't know. Would they have been better with Darius Garland? They really have to. Si Maui says no, but at least si Darius Garland actually gives effort on defense. He may not be a good defender, but he gives effort. Definitely more than what James Harden was doing.
Mm.
Grabe, ang sakit panoorin ni James Harden on defense. There are times he gets hot on offense. Just look at the Pistons series. He had good games there. Pero ito, when you just
Fair
see
point.
him just giving up easy baskets, it's just deflating if you're... imagine if you're a Cavs player, diba? And you're trying to win, you're working hard, and you see one of your star players just not even giving a shit on defense, just losing sight of your defender. That is unforgivable. You cannot do that.
Slipshod siya, Gab. Slipshod. I guess... Shout out to our English teacher. I guess the lights were just too bright for the Cavs. Yeah, but that's it for today's episode. Stay tuned for more NBA content. From the Boleros, we'll cover maybe the preview of the finals, whether it's New York versus OKC or New York versus San Antonio. So stay tuned for that. Up next, I think we're going to cover some UAAP teams in the Asia Basket and SAC Basketball Tournament this coming weekend. So watch out for that. We'll see you again next time. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, share. Lalo na this video, guys. Watch it multiple times. Let's get it to 1,000 views because we want to see Gab crush an egg with his biceps on Instagram. Stay tuned for that. Bye-bye. Ingat.
Sayang